What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this episode of PitchPassPod. Week 13 is now on the books. We're going to review Week 13 and preview Week 14. I'm Brett.
It's me, Brando.
Interesting week of games, for sure.
Oh, man. It was definitely interesting, very fun. I feel like some of these games were very close.
Yes.
For, like, the first half.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the better teams just rolled over the teams they were playing against in the second half.
Definitely agree. Yeah, for sure.
Man. Thursday night started us off with a great offensive performance by Buffalo.
Yeah, Josh Allen, 22 of 33, 223 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Devin Singletary also had a touchdown. Bills beat the Patriots 24-10.
And also, their offense looked so much more balanced than usual. I want them to keep feeding James Cook because he looks so good running the ball in that offense now.
Definitely.
There's so many open rush lanes, and if you make safeties have to take him into account in the run game, having to step up, that's just going to help Stephon Diggs and Gabriel Davis get open down the field.
For sure, yeah. He was my RB1 in this class, and I am starting to see a little bit of what I was hoping to see. I completely agree with you.
RB1. Our RB1.
Oh, I didn't know he was yours as well.
Yeah, he was both ours, remember?
I don't remember that far back, I'm going to be honest with you. I had a lot going on recently. But I completely agree with what you're saying. I love his utility in the pass game. I love them trying to give the team a rush game other than Josh Allen. I'm a big fan of how the Bills are operating this offense. I really like the distribution of the ball. Josh Allen didn't really take too many risks this week. That was a really good thing for them. Yeah.
He didn't have to. Josh Allen was just doing Josh Allen things.
Yeah. He definitely...
The Patriots' defense definitely didn't have their best night.
No.
But I will say, there was a sick pass rush move by Josh Uche against their left tackle to where he just almost ghosted him, and the guy just didn't even get a hand on Uche, and he just fell.
Yeah, he had 2 sacks on the night, too.
2 sacks, and both were smooth as hell.
Yeah.
Sad.
The Patriots' offense is it's not good. The offensive line is definitely not helping. The quarterback play is not helping that much. We've seen Mac Jones throw the ball all over, but it still doesn't seem to result in enough points to win.
So I don't think it was necessary in this game. I don't think the offensive line really played that bad. If you look at the competition they were playing against in this game,
that's fair.
It was more the routes that these receivers they only gave up 1 sack the whole game.
Yeah, no, that's the other. Yeah, the offense as a whole, the receivers that they have are just
aren't it, because really the only touchdown scored by the Patriots was by their slot corner.
Yeah,
returner Marcus
Jones. Yeah,
nothing against Marcus Jones. The kid's electric.
Yeah.
But you need better pass catchers on this team.
Yes.
And offensively, Matt Patricia, why the fuck are you having the receivers run routes short of the fucking first down on 3rd and 4th down?
Yeah, that's
such a pet peeve of mine. I don't get it. It's not smart. And I know
agree.
It's not the player's choice. I know it's the idiot with the pencil behind his ear.
Hey, don't diss that Ticonderoga, man.
Hey. I'm just shocked you became a rocket scientist at any point.
Oh my god, same. The real bright spots on this Patriots team are their defense may not have had a great night, but their defense is playing well all year. They seem to have a bunch of different guys stepping up. And Ramondre is really the consistent bright spot in this Patriots offense. Just his duality of being able to rush and receive really, really helps this team. I think they should definitely try to get him a little bit more involved in the pass game. I know he makes some of the receptions, but like you said, they're mostly little screens or just little pitch passes that aren't really what the team needs
Yeah.
to gain that.
A bunch of checkdowns,
Yeah.
swing passes, just real trying to dink and dunk down the field using him. But I don't want to see him used too much more as a receiver because I just want the Patriots to run the ball more.
Yeah.
Just
You
hand
want
the
him to
ball.
commit one way or the other. I agree.
Yeah, because at least running the ball seemed a little bit more efficient in this game. Like if you know you have a talent deficit at pass catcher, run the ball a little bit.
Yes. Yeah.
It's okay when you have this good of a defense to run the ball.
Yes.
I sound like such an old man.
Hey, no, you know what? You're completely right about that.
Yeah.
And that would also be true about the next team that we would talk about here. The owners of the Bears.
Oh, Packers-Bears game.
Yeah.
This was such an interesting game to watch.
Yeah.
Because I honestly thought in the first half that the game was over, that we were going to straight up lose to Chicago.
Yeah.
Justin Fields broke off that 55-yard touchdown
That was
run.
crazy. Yeah.
Okay, real quick before I start bashing Chicago, Justin Fields rushing the ball has been historically good this year.
Yes.
No quarterback has as many rushing touchdowns of 50-plus yards in their career.
Yeah.
Justin Fields has so far this year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's found a way to get it done.
Hot take, he's the fastest quarterback in the NFL.
No, I completely agree with you. Yeah, I was reading about how his 40 speed was what, like it said like 4.6 or something, and I was like, nah, there's no, maybe it said like 4.5 or something, but still, there's no way.
He didn't run the actual 40 at the combine,
Yeah.
So they had to go by like some like different numbers for it. But Fields is fast. He's
Yes.
legitimately freaky fast.
Yes,
he's
he
a
is.
He's a 4.4 guy.
Maybe a 4.3. He is fast. Yeah.
This game literally had two different players that I feel like could be on our Olympic track team.
Yeah.
On two different ends of the field, or two sides. Between Justin Fields and Christian Watson.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. That 46-yard rush. Yeah.
Yeah, 46-yard rush, and he also scored a receiving touchdown in this game as well.
Yeah, he is a dude for real.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Christian Watson has completely turned it on over the past couple weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not often you really see a player just go from a non-factor
Yeah.
to a home runner hitter.
Agreed.
That's also a quote from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Christian Watson's really, really been the receiving game for the Packers.
Yeah, because
Lazard's been good too, but
Lazard's been solid, but outside of the two of them,
yeah,
there hasn't been too much consistency.
Yeah.
Dobbs has
Dobbs
also
has
been
not been played for weeks. Yeah.
Oh, that's because he's been hurt.
Well, I know,
So I
but
get
still,
it.
it sucks.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting if we can keep Lazard to see what that trio looks like next year.
Mm-hmm.
I did like what I saw in the running game this week. A.J. Dillon had probably his best game of the year.
Yes.
18 carries, 93 yards, and a touchdown.
Aaron Jones struggled though.
He struggled at points, but man, he's been struggling this year. But this is definitely his best game. He was punishing defenders, getting yards after contact still.
But I said Aaron Jones, not Dillon. Dillon had a good game.
Oh yeah, A.J. Dillon had a good game. Aaron Jones, I thought, also got hurt in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was first or second quarter, I'm pretty sure. But he had 9 carries for 26 yards, 2.9 yards per carry. Not very good. Not what we're used to seeing from him. But yeah,
This has been Aaron Jones' worst year of his career.
Yeah.
Both Packers running backs honestly have been having a shit year.
Well, it's probably the worst year of offense for the Packers since
In a
Rodgers.
while.
Yeah.
Which is really funny because we're still scoring a decent amount of points per game. It's
crazy. Yeah.
It's just that, and also our defense is so banged up. We can't stop
True.
too many teams. The biggest thing that helped us though was creating those 2 interceptions to Justin Fields that
Yes.
really helped us come back in this game.
Yes.
Keyshawn Nixon has been stepping up in a big way, and I'm just very happy that he's that depth piece
Mm-hmm.
has been playing really well at both corner and at safety.
Mm-hmm.
It's really funny that the Packers have signed players to their practice squad from other teams and had them play like defensive backs in back years, and both guys have balled out
Mm-hmm.
between Rasul Douglas and Keyshawn Nixon.
Huh.
Which really shows you, like, hey, doesn't matter where you find the guys at, as long as you get the right 53-man guys on your team. That's all that matters.
You know what? There's definitely an element of luck to that. Definitely.
Luck and skill. I feel like
Yeah.
Rasul Douglas should not have been trying to find a practice job squad. Like, shouldn't have been on a practice squad trying to find a job.
Yeah.
'Cause he
I agree with you on that for sure.
was good ever since he was drafted by the Eagles.
Yeah.
Not like great, but like a good solid player as part of
Solid.
their Super Bowl
Serviceable.
run.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, hey, what if he'd ended up just a practice squad player? That's that element of luck.
Yeah.
This game was fun to watch though. I'm happy the Packers pulled it out. Glad to see Aaron Rodgers still owns the Bears. I want to see Justin Fields get surrounded by a little bit more help before I judge him as a quarterback or as a passer, but as a rusher, he has been, like you said, historically great and efficient in these past few games. Steelers Falcons.
Yeah, Steelers Falcons. This one went pretty much the way I thought it would. A slow walk of death for fans
Yeah.
that went to this game. Leading up to Kenny Pickett winning it because Marcus Mariota is inept as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, huge credit to Pat Fryermuth in this game though. 3 receptions for 76 yards. Dude was balling.
Pat Fryermuth is, man, he might be one of the better young tight ends in the NFL right now.
I think so. I definitely do. I think he's top 10.
A top 10 tight end right now?
Yeah.
I could definitely see that because he can block too, which helps.
Yeah.
Honor Hayward, Casey Hayward's brother, got in the end zone
Touchdown,
on a 17-yard touchdown.
That was great to see.
I love watching a 5'11" tight end score.
It's not every day you see that.
Oh yeah, you know his story, right?
No, I don't.
So he was originally a running back at Michigan State.
Okay.
And would like spell for and like him and Kenneth Walker would split carries.
Huh.
And then one of his coaches came up to him and he's like, "Hey, I don't really think you'll make it at the next level as a running back.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can make it in the NFL as an H-back. An H-back, for anyone who doesn't know, is essentially, think of it as like a move tight end.
Mm-hmm.
You get moved around the formation. You do some fullback jobs as well. So you'll sometimes get carries. You'll sometimes be a receiver. You're not blocking too much, but you're blocking every once in a while.
Yeah.
You're usually going to be blocking an off-ball linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Typically not going to be taking on an edge player one-on-one too often.
Yeah.
So, with that said, Connor Hayward's body type, being 5'11", and pretty stocky, being about 220, I want to say, maybe a little bit more, weight, really helped him at Michigan State. He had a great run after the catch as a tight end as well, could break tackles and still get carries. And obviously the Steelers liked what he had because they ended up drafting him this year.
Yeah. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, the Steelers are technically carrying like 2 fullbacks on their roster right now.
Who's the other one?
Derek Watt.
Ah.
Literally the siblings of defensive players.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
They like to keep it in the family.
I guess so. The
Spot.
Steelers could have a winning record still. I tweeted that. I think it was today. If the Steelers win 4 out of their next 5 games, they will have a winning record. And I know that's like, yeah, well, if they do. But if you think Mike Tomlin is going to let them ruin that statistic that he has of never having a losing season,
And they just need to win 4 out of 5, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
It's doable.
That would make them 9-8. Yeah.
Because they're playing against Tyler Huntley this week.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have the Raiders on Christmas Eve.
Yep.
At home.
Yep.
Then they have. Oh no! Sorry, I skipped a week. They're away at the Panthers before they played the Raiders.
Yeah.
And they play the Ravens again, which could still be without Lamar.
I don't think so. That's the one loss I have predicted for him.
Yeah, January 1st is probably going to be a loss.
Yeah.
And then they end the year with the Browns.
Yep.
At Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So it's very possible. I don't think it will happen, but it's possible.
Yeah.
It would be hilarious as hell to me if they go 0-5 the rest of the way.
Oh my god, I would be devastated for them. That would be so
Please
sad.
Implode. Please implode. I would love it if they went. Oh my god, if they went fucking 5-12.
I would be destroyed. I would feel awful for Mike Tomlin because he knows he can't get rid of Pickett.
No, you are not getting rid of that boy.
Yeah,
that boy
exactly.
is loved by Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Well, it's the coach's fault. Yeah, all right.
But here's the thing: if they do go like 5-11,
yeah,
there's a chance he can go get Will Anderson.
Yeah.
Will Anderson on the opposite of T.J. Watt.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
you could be weird. Offensively, still trash. But...
Yeah. Maybe I don't hate it as much as I thought, just because of that. But
yeah. It just reminds me of when Mike Tomlin was talking to Chase Young on the sidelines during his rookie year, and he said, "Man, I hope we're never bad enough to get a guy like you." We're literally bad enough to maybe get a guy like him.
Oh God. I don't know. I have really split opinions because I really want Mike Tomlin to never have a losing record, but also I know it'll help their future if they do. So
we'll say, whenever Mike Tomlin's done with coaching, has a career in politics.
Yeah.
Man never answers the question you ask him.
No, he's a professional avoider. Yeah.
Lone bright spot for the Falcons in this game, Drake London.
Yes.
6 receptions, 95 yards.
Agreed. Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well.
Without Kyle Pitts, he is going to continue to be the lone bright spot on the offense.
And you know what? Kyle Pitts may never come back right. You never know. So.
Yeah. And honestly, it could just be their offensive play calling.
Yeah.
Cordero Patterson is not having the year that a lot of people expected him to.
No, what was he? 11 carries for 60 yards, something like that?
Not terrible per clip, but man, not what people was expecting. People were expecting him to be used a lot more in the passing game than he is.
Yeah, they were expecting him to line up out wide, I know.
Well, not out wide even, just like in the slot, or even just move him around, or even just have running routes out of the backfield even. Something. Have him do something cool.
Marcus Mariota says, No.
Oh, gross. Never did gross. Get that anime cat noise out of this podcast, sir.
No.
God. All right, on that note, Broncos, Ravens.
Oh, God, okay. We can do this shit. Yeah, the Lamar got hurt. There's not a lot to talk about in this game. Well, actually, I guess
hold out.
Yeah, the thing that I would like to mention for the Broncos is Cortland Sutton was goose egg in this game. Jerry Jeudy actually did not have a bad game. I think he had his longest reception of the year in this game, and I'm a big fan of Greg Dulcich. He was one of the rookies that I highlighted at least a few weeks back, if not closer to the beginning of the season. I've always been high on Jerry Jeudy, so to see him getting a little bit more work is nice. He had 4 receptions for 65 yards, and Dulcich was 6 for 85. But yeah, the Broncos suck, can only score field goals. Russ is going to have more bathrooms in his house than he does touchdowns this season. And Lamar Jackson, knee injury, that obviously sucks. He's out estimated 1 to 4 weeks. Huntley came in and did enough to help them win the game, but long-term solution, obviously not what you want. They didn't have anybody that played like incredibly well on their own. They had one touchdown this game. It was Tyler Huntley rushing it. Mark Andrews had 4 receptions for 53 yards. The corpse of Demarcus Robinson, though, 7 receptions for 41 yards. You enjoy that if you're a PPR player, but other than that, yeah, this game was just the battle of mid.
Battle of mid, except for the defenses.
Yes, that I agree with.
I'd say the Broncos defense has been balling out all fucking year, and they do not get nearly enough credit for how good they've been playing.
Yeah, if they'd scored 2 more points, if they'd scored another field goal, they would have won this game. Like,
if the fucking offense can average 16 to 17 points a game,
yeah,
they would fucking have 10 wins on the year.
They would, absolutely.
Like, that's the problem, is the offense. One, they decided to sign, they traded for and extended Russell Wilson, who's a disaster on tape.
Yeah.
Like, if you watch all 22 of them, even in Seattle, there's a lot of times where it doesn't seem like he knows where to go with the football.
Yeah. Yeah. If his first read's not there, yikes.
He's got, I will say this about Russell, though. Throughout his career, has been one of the best quarterbacks at just making shit happen.
Yes, his scramble ability, yes, I agree completely.
Yeah, throughout his career. That part's been great. But not even this year, because he's not as athletic as he used to be in Seattle.
Yeah, unfortunately. The ravages of age, if you will.
Yeah. Or Denver. They honestly thought they were going to do Peyton Manning all over again.
We're a quarterback away from a Super Bowl. You are. You just got the wrong one.
You are, and
you fucked yourselves for years to come.
Man, they really did, because they got rid of so many picks.
Yep.
It would be so fucking funny if... Not funny, because I don't want him to, like, feel bad about himself. Who am I kidding? Russell Wilson doesn't feel bad about himself.
Yeah,
It'd be awesome if he just sucks the rest of his career.
Yeah, I agree.
Him and Richard Sherman haven't really talked since they've been teammates.
Yeah, I don't think he's talked to anyone. Marshawn, Sherman, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just because, like, some of the guys defensively in that locker room, they knew that Russell Wilson was always given a pass.
Yeah. Broncos country. Let's ride.
Let's ride. Mr.
Unlimited. The Danger Witch. Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm so happy that the Ravens beat them in this game, because if they didn't, Justin Tucker was going to feel so bad.
I forgot about that video. Yeah, that was funny.
Unlimited. NFL players literally made fun of Russell Wilson so much that the NFL had to remind players and teams that alcohol's not allowed on team planes. Because they would get so drunk and make fun of him on social media.
Yeah. Honestly, easily worth it. Easily worth it. Speaking of Battle of Mid, Commanders Giants.
Giants.
Yeah, this was our stalemate of the. I think this is our only, like, you and I disagreeing and having a tie this year.
I know, and it's really funny because, like, there's a chance both these teams make the playoffs when neither team is particularly that good.
Yeah.
There's gonna be good teams that miss the playoffs this year, and then we're gonna watch the fucking Giants Commanders in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, and it's gonna fucking tie, go into triple overtime.
Also, I get it. There's a lot of Danny Dime stands.
Yeah.
When he got outplayed by Taylor Heineke.
Yeah. Yes, he certainly did. Yeah, even if you account for his passing and rushing, yeah, Taylor Heineke had more passing alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't know. I also just feel bad for Saquon still.
Same, yeah.
Man is forever trapped in this mid offense.
Yeah, he definitely. I don't know.
Him and Darius Slayton. Slayton is low key nice and is never gets any credit throughout his career. If you put Slayton on a team with an elite quarterback, he's low key popping off.
He definitely is. Well, I mean, even with Danny Dimes, he had 6 receptions for 90 yards.
Yeah, Slane doing that when the next best receiving option outside of Saquon, of course,
Yeah.
is Isaiah Hodge and Richie James.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, don't disrespect Daniel Bellinger like that.
Hot take. I think Slane's better than Marquez Valdez-Scantling. They have essentially the same skill set.
Man, that's a close one for me. I would probably lean MVS, but I also haven't seen Slayton with, So
I watched MVS for years in Green Bay. That man is wildly inconsistent.
That I agree with. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it.
Super fast, no hands.
Slayton, I wish, I agree, he had a better quarterback. But if you want to talk about putting up stats of the mediocre quarterback, Terry McLaurin. Scary Terry season, baby. 8 receptions for 105 yards and a tud. This dude is unstoppable. The real Mr. Unlimited.
The real Mr. Unlimited.
Brian Robinson also had a great game. 21 carries for 96 yards and 2 receptions for 15 yards. I'm really enjoying seeing him step up, and I really hate that I can't unsee him as a meme, but he's definitely getting that work.
As a meme.
You can't either. No one in our chat can.
Both defensive lines came and played very well.
Yes, definitely.
Both Drum Payne 2 sacks. Jonathan Allen got home for 1. And then for the Giants, they had a bunch of sacks by a couple of different guys. Jihad Ward got in, Justin Ellis, and of course their 2 best defensive linemen, Avon Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence, also got in for sacks.
Yes.
2 out of their 3. Leonard Williams is also very good. That's the thing. The Giants always have a good defensive line.
Yes.
I love that historically they've always wanted to make that a strength of their team.
They do a pretty good job of it, for sure.
Let's see. Well, let's go to the shellacking. Detroit beat the fuck out of Jacksonville.
Yeah, this was my game of the week.
Trevor Lawrence got... I literally thought he was going to be done for the year.
Same.
His leg bent.
Yeah, it got wrapped up under someone else, and then he got taken down underneath of someone else, so it was a double fucking for him. I was really concerned as well.
It honestly shows how flexible Trevor Lawrence is.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, overall, just not only being able to walk off, but being able to come back in and play after that, incredibly impressive. Incredibly impressive. The Jaguars had a shit day. I'm just gonna say it like it is. They really, really did not have a good day.
No, they didn't. Execution was lacking.
Yeah.
The only offensive player that really showed up, outside of even Trevor Lawrence, who was a little banged up, Christian Kirk showed up. Christian Kirk balled out.
He's been consistent, yeah, for sure.
And really earning that $17 million a year.
Yes. Detroit is
they have a lot of good pass catchers.
Yeah, so Detroit is my surprise team of the year, and I said this today, and I will stand by it. And you can feel free to at me. You can feel free to say whatever you want, but I'm saying I understand Jared Goff is not an elite upper echelon quarterback, but in this system, and with how comfortable Jared Goff has gotten with Amon-Ra St. Brown, this really could look like the 2018 Chiefs offense. I'm not saying they don't have Tyreek Hill, they don't have Travis Kelce, right? But this could be the team that they drop 40 on everyone next year, and it's are you able to keep it up?
Swift is just as good of a running back as Hunt is.
Hunt absolutely. Absolutely. I still don't think he looks right. I still think he looks a little bit hurt. If not hurt,
next season.
Yeah, he's just playing conservatively because he was hurt at this point. I don't think he's still hurt, but maybe he is. I honestly can't say. Jamal Williams continues just balling out, finding the end zone every week. Swift found the end zone this week. Amon-Ra found the end zone twice this week. Yeah.
Didn't Swift find it? Nope, only once.
Yeah. Amon-Ra is very, very quietly working his way into the conversation of, like, for me, he's top 10 right now.
A top 10 wide receiver.
He is.
I'm gonna wait to re-rank every position till the end of the year, since I did one like halfway through.
That's fair, but my reasoning is we've seen him do this over 2 seasons.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I have no qualms with Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's a very talented receiver. There's only one real hole to his game.
What's up? Size?
No, the size doesn't bother me at all. I'm fine with a 6-foot wide receiver who's built like a running back.
Yeah.
He's not a deep threat.
That's fair.
He doesn't really scare teams vertically, which is fine if you look at the other 2 wide receivers that should be starting the rest of the way. Jamison Williams is a fantastic deep threat from Alabama. He should still be a good deep threat in the pros.
Yes.
And DJ Shark has shown that he could be a good deep threat in the pros.
The other thing I want to highlight about this game, I think it was so stupid them talking about giving him a role on special teams right now because he's just coming off of an ACL. Why the fuck would you give him roles in special teams when, like, you want him to be your wide receiver 1? Why would you be doing that when he's just coming off of his ACL and hasn't gotten any play time? You're like, yeah, fuck it. Go have fun on special teams.
And no, I wouldn't have Jamison Williams go anywhere near special teams.
Exactly.
Honestly, this guy who should be handling special teams for the the Lions should just be someone you bring in.
Yeah.
Bring in specialists.
I agree.
Also, low-key, the Lions' top 4 receivers were really goddamn solid.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Shark, Jameis Williams, and Josh Reynolds.
I wish they'd kept Hawk, though. I really do.
I understand why trading away TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Just because you're coming closer to when you would have to extend him.
Yeah. And getting some return, You
have to think about where the rebuild is right now, and you have to think about where you need to what years you need to have a decent amount of cap.
It's a crazy and almost scary thing to say that the Lions genuinely could put themselves in position to win this division next year.
They could.
They
Honestly,
really could.
If they're in a position to maybe sneak in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now.
They're 5-7 right now, and they're scheduled for the rest of the year. Other than, I think, honestly, Jets is the only one that, like, is a really losable game for them.
Even then, with the Jets quarterback situation, Mike White has played better than Zach Wilson.
Yes.
But their quarterbacks as a whole, there has not been consistency on that roster.
Agreed. Definitely agreed.
And Minnesota's winnable.
Yeah.
Jets is a winnable game.
I'm excited to preview that one. The Lions-Vikings game at home.
Yeah. Panthers, very winnable.
Yes.
Bears is a winnable game.
Yes. And then the Packers is there.
The end of the year.
Yeah, that's the other tough one. But, I mean, they really could.
They already beat Green Bay once this year. They just have to make sure. Biggest thing is going to be don't let Christian Watson beat you.
Yes, definitely. Completely agree.
And tackle.
Yes.
Okay. One of my biggest pet peeves that I saw a lot in both college and pro football over this past week, shitty tackling.
I agree as well.
Shitty tackling.
Yeah.
Wrap up. All this arm tackling or just throwing your shoulder just pisses me the fuck off. Wrap up. If you can't bring him to the ground, just wrapping him up and make the player have to drag you, so your teammates can hustle to the ball and help you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what happens when you do shit like that? What happens when you wrap up?
You lose games.
You know what happens when you do wrap up and you allow your
teammates
teammates to come and help you?
You win games.
You win games. And I'm going to skip just a little bit ahead with this reference. You can maybe strip the best tight end in the NFL and gain an extra possession.
Yeah, that was a painful one.
No. But that play that was made by Jermaine Pratt.
Yeah. No, it was a great play. Yes.
That's what won the game.
I agree. Yeah, and that's kind of where you get into one of those situations where it's like we understand you want to get the extra yardage, right? And like it could help your team, but at the end of the day, it's like if you're risking ball security to try to get 1 or 2 more yards that you don't need for that play, it's not worth it.
But we will get to that game. I think we're done with the Lions, Jaguars. Yeah. We've been
Jets, Vikings.
Jets, Vikings. Yes, this was a very fun game to watch.
It was. The Jets almost brought it back. They really did. They had 2 chances to bring this game back in the fourth quarter. Mike White is definitely an interesting asset, but the
turnover screwed him.
Yeah, definitely. The 2 interceptions there, and then it was interesting to me watching them come back from this. Justin Jefferson did find the end zone. I will say there's a lot of interpretation on Sauce's game, and I think that however you look at it, whether or not you feel like it's really legal, some people argue he's holding, some people argue whatever. He is a very, very physical corner. Sometimes he holds, yes, but if you establish an early presence as a very physical corner, they are not going to call you all game. So I agree with you. Sometimes he gets held, or sometimes he holds, right? But I will say he did play very, very well against Justin Jefferson in this game. He actually forced the Vikings to use him as a rusher to get some value out of him first. And then he did end up finding the end zone when Reed was on him. Sauce got switched off of him. But this was a very fun and entertaining game. The
Dalvin
Jets
Cook had a nice game.
Yes, he did. 20 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown.
Even though it was in a losing effort, Garrett Wilson probably the best game out of all offensive players.
Yes, Garrett Wilson is him. 8 receptions for 162 yards. Yeah.
He could have just kept his foot in bounds on that 60-yard reception.
I know.
The Jets could have won this game.
They could have, yeah.
The biggest thing that I think is that did screw the Jets in this game and could honestly screw them going forward. They can move the ball up and down in between the 20s, but in the red zone, struggled.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's they need to figure something out offensively for sure. They need some form of consistency in the offense, and it starts at quarterback. It really does.
And they don't have one.
No.
But their defense is fantastic.
Yes,
Quinnen Williams is having an all-pro year.
Absolutely.
9 sacks on the year as a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Let me look at it real quick. He might be leading DTs.
That would not surprise me. He has been balling for sure.
Let me see. So right now, Quinnen Williams and Chris Jones are currently the top 2 when it comes to sacks on the quarterback.
That's nice. That's good to hear.
Then it's Jerron Payne and Jonathan Allen. Oh my God. What a combo the fucking Commanders have at D tackle.
Yeah, for real.
And I haven't really taken the time to look at their stats together too much this year, but man.
Maybe this is a hot take. The Commanders are deserving of their winning record, honestly.
Their defensive line is so damn good.
Yeah.
They're the catalyst for that team.
Absolutely.
This may be a hot take, but Chase Young might be the worst defensive lineman out of the 4.
I know. It's crazy.
And Montez Sweat has been playing well this year, too.
There has to be some element of, like, injuries definitely have to account for some of that, but, like, I agree with you. I really do. I don't really know if there's a lot more to talk about in Jets-Vikings because the Jets had a lot of, like, offensive yardage, but just not a lot of production, whereas the Vikings were very efficient with their production, even though they allowed a lot.
one of the biggest staples in football. If you win the turnover battle, you will have a good chance of winning the game,
Yes.
and that was the edge that the Vikings needed.
Yeah. Next game was a little bit unfortunate. It was the AJ Brown revenge game against the Titans. I don't know if you saw it, but he like had T-shirts made about his red eye, calling him the Terminator because he's been playing so well. But it was as of was it yesterday or was it today? The Titans.
Today, Titans let their GM go.
Yeah.
Robinson was fired.
So yeah, he made a statement on Twitter. He's like, guys, the comments about like me being a Terminator was about my eye being red, not about that being let go. He's like, I'm definitely classier than that. I wouldn't do that. It's unfortunate that it happened, but like the timing is just unfortunate. It's not anything to do with that. It's just because my red eye, because I've been balling out.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm curious how the structure of the Titans are going to look like going forward.
Same.
Once they hire a new GM.
Yeah.
Will Mike Vrabel possibly have full control of the roster?
That would be
very
interesting.
Very similar to how Bill Belichick does?
I'm here for it. I would love to see it, to be honest.
I would as well. Yeah, not many bright spots for the Titans. They were pretty locked up offensively by the Eagles. And honestly, Jalen Hurts has balled out too.
Yeah, 380 yards passing. Yeah. He didn't have to rush this game. He did have the one little sneaky touchdown.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, the Eagles are just the best team in the NFL. Period.
No team has more ways to win.
Yes, agreed. I like honestly, this is a game that we definitely don't even. The only just need very minor highlights here. Like Derrick Henry had 30 yards. Jordan Davis is back. All of the additions that the Eagles have made have worked out very well for them. I mean, they even have like niche roles, like what's his name? That they just
like
drafted that they've only been using on special teams. Why can't I think of his name? I was high on him in the draft. Nakobe Dean. They were only,
Dean. And he came in near the end of the game and played pretty well too.
Yes, he did.
They have like literally 4 linebackers that can play.
Yeah.
They have defensive linemen for days who all play a different role in their defense as well.
Yeah.
Like, the secondary is probably the only part where there could be a lack of depth. As long as James Bradbury and Darius Slay and Marcus Epps can stay healthy long enough for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to get back,
yes,
it's going to be fine. I will even say this, Reed Blankenship has been pretty solid.
Yes.
Replacing him.
He was the one that got the interception on Rodgers, right?
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
Okay.
Well, he also fucking knocked out fucking Treylon Burks on that touchdown.
God. Yeah, that was awful. That made me feel so bad. Oh.
Treylon having such a rough rookie year and then that happened to him.
Yeah. God, that sucks. I've been knocked out once or twice, and I've had plenty of concussions, so anytime shit like that happens, I feel for those guys, for real.
Look, one of the downs by Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, fucking sick. The defender just, like, Jalen Hurts saw that the defender was just essentially face guarding AJ Brown and not looking for the ball at all. Right at him, pretty much, to where AJ Brown just had to rise up and get it.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, just watching the Eagles' offense, I always talk about like how watching in any competition, it's not fun or fair to just watch someone get beaten down. But when there's just such a well-functioning team in every facet, the Eagles are just really nice. They're just a machine.
And the way they're built is also very complementary.
Yeah.
When they can get out to a lead like this, they have so many pass rushers.
Yes.
Where they're going to hunt you down. And like we were talking before, like I was just talking about their secondary. High-level secondary, 2 good outside corners. And they also have 2 really rangy linebackers that have been playing really well this year with TJ Edwards and Kazir White.
Yeah,
fun to
I
watch.
agree.
It's also kind of funny. Their best pass rusher might even just be Josh Sweat. And the majority of people can't even name what college he went to.
Yeah, I sure couldn't.
Florida State.
Oh, interesting.
An actual big name school. Big name school. Also, Javon Hargrave balling out as a defensive tackle. This has also been the year of pass rushing defensive tackles. I know I was just talking about it before, but the amount of defensive tackles with 7 or more sacks is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 defensive tackles with more than 7 sacks.
Yeah.
And would be 10 if Aaron Donald didn't take this year off.
Jesus.
Say it.
Yeah.
I'll say it. He was playing like he took this year off.
Yeah. I mean,
he's hurt now, but
there's a lot of things wrong in a lot of directions, but
for the Rams.
Yeah.
Fuck, we might as well just go to the Rams next then.
Okay.
Rams Seahawks. The Rams have the lead at one point.
They did.
John Wolford at quarterback.
Yeah, 178 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks, maybe.
Yeah, but Cam Akers 2 TDs, but only 60 yards rushing.
Yeah, Kyron Williams got forgotten about.
Oh, because he sucks.
Well, yeah, but also, did you notice they threw Bryce Perkins in just as a rusher one time? Did you notice that?
Yeah. He got 5 yards.
Yeah, man.
McVay is grasping at straws.
Yeah. I mean, I understand why, because you give away all your picks, so the worse you do, it benefits everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is part of the reason why they signed Baker Mayfield, because they know that these picks, that like where they finish, is just going to be more helpful to another NFL team, detrimental to them.
Yeah.
They need to start winning some games.
They do. They're 3-9.
Yeah.
They have a worse record than the Falcons.
They literally, so the Rams could literally give Detroit like the 2nd overall pick.
Yeah. Only the Texans are worse, I think. Oh, the Broncos. The Broncos. Oh, Chicago. Yeah. True.
So, but here's the thing: Chicago's still good enough, dangerous enough with Justin Fields to still win another game.
Yeah.
The Rams, even with Baker Mayfield, are bad enough to lose out.
Yeah. It's just bad. Everything's bad.
I don't think we've ever seen this bad of a Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
This is the worst I think a Super Bowl champion has ever been next year.
Yeah, I agree. It's
They really said fuck them picks, and it's so funny because they were celebrating and they were drunk all the way up until the fucking draft. I think they were also drunk at the draft.
Yeah.
And it shows, man. It shows. They were not ready for the season.
No, they were not.
I wonder if Sean McVay knew deep down that this year is just gonna be written off.
Well, they've lost 6 in a row. I think he's getting the message.
Yeah. As soon as Cooper Kupp went down, they were fucked.
Yeah. The unfortunate part of this game, Kenneth Walker got injured in this game. Not sure whether or not he's going to be playing in the future, like in the upcoming week. They described it as a jammed ankle, but now they're saying it's a foot strain, not even a sprain, but it's just really tight. Not sure whether or not he's playing this week. But Geno continues to ball the fuck out. 367 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Still, playing against a good defense. That's really nice to see. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and Noah Fant all ate this game. So,
who would you rather be your quarterback for the rest of the season?
For the
Geno
Rams?
Smith.
Oh.
No, just period.
Okay.
Just random team, generic team. Geno Smith or Kirk Cousins?
Oh, that's a hard one. I would probably say Geno.
I think I'm leaning Geno Smith too.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to think about.
Kirk?
Offensively?
Yeah.
both these teams are between the Seahawks and the Vikings,
Yeah.
offensively, outside of course, scheme.
Mm-hmm.
They seem pretty even,
Yeah.
talent-wise. Especially
Yeah.
when Kenneth Walker's healthy.
Yes, definitely. I think the reason I'd lean Geno is because Cousins, we've seen over his career, and it still hasn't changed. He has some bad habits, and he doesn't take shots unless he has to. And a lot of times, Kirk is just saved by Justin Jefferson being him. Uh, so I think for me, I understand that DK is still an elite talent, but he's dealing with Lockett, who's getting a little bit older. Geno's just placing the ball really incredibly well and just not making those mistakes. So I would say I'd probably go with Geno just because he's smarter with the ball.
I agree. I also think Geno just has more upside.
Fair.
Like a deep passer compared to Kirk Cousins.
Fair.
I also just think Geno's accuracy this season,
Yeah.
been fucking wild how good it's been.
Agreed.
Like I really think people have not been talking about the development of Geno Smith this year.
Yeah.
No. But let's go to a game to
Browns, Texans.
Yeah, Browns Texans. Deshaun Watson played like shit.
Yeah. Honestly, that's the highlight of this game for me is I'm going to be honest. There's not a lot to talk about in this game. The Browns defense, special teams. The Browns, everything but their offense did really well in this game, which was really surprising. Nick Chubb had 17 carries for 80 yards. We know he's a stud. Donovan Peoples-Jones had that long return and the touchdown. Yeah. This really, the Browns team as a whole elevated what the offense would have lost. The Texans could have won this game, but they honestly just got in their own way. That's it. Nico Collins found the end zone. I was very happy to see Jalen Petrie, pick off Deshaun because I again have been very high on him this year.
Jalen Petrie has honestly been playing pretty well in coverage this year.
Yes.
He needs to be better as a tackler.
Yes.
But, like just not missing so many tackles.
Yeah.
But this game, he did a much better job of that.
Yeah.
He had fucking 16 tackles.
Yeah. Derek Stingley Jr. was out too this week, right? Which sucks.
You got Houston's defense actually played pretty well.
Agreed. Yeah.
Because
they really did.
Nick Chubb had he had an okay game, 17 carries, 80 yards, but didn't score. His longest rush was 21 yards.
Yes.
They were doing all right against the run,
Mm-hmm.
and they made Deshaun Watson look like dog shit.
They did, for sure.
If it wasn't for the special teams and defense of Cleveland, they probably would have lost this game.
Mm-hmm.
Between the interceptions, the forced fumbles, scoring a touchdown on defense, scoring a fucking punt return because Donovan Peoples-Jones was able to keep his balance.
Yeah. For real. No joke. Absolutely. Yeah, again, the Browns' offense would have lost this game, but their defense and special teams won them the game. And Kyle Allen lost the Texans the game, really. But,
hey, yeah. Kyle Allen is a great tank quarterback.
Real.
I've got to tell you.
Real. Well, I don't really think they have to worry about anybody taking their one, but, it's fine.
No, that's Josh Allen's cousin.
Really? No, I did not. That's sad.
It's really funny because both of them have a cannon.
That's fair and true, but one of them has Stephon Diggs. That's the difference.
One of them is actually good. Let's go to Dolphins
Niners.
49ers.
Yeah. Jimmy G, Italian Stallion, done with a broken foot.
Or at least the regular season.
Yeah.
It did come out today that Jimmy G won't need surgery, and if they can make a little bit of a playoff run, be available in 7 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. So Mr. Irrelevant got his start today because obviously the original starter Trey Lance is
hurt and now
broken ankle. Jimmy Garoppolo, broken foot. So we get rid of Mr. Handsome and bring in Mr. Purdy.
Purdy.
Yeah. So
he did pretty well at Iowa State when he was there.
Yeah.
And he was delivering some dimes under pressure.
I agree.
And I think they're going to be fine with Brock Purdy at quarterback.
I honestly thought he played pretty well. I really did.
I thought he did too. Let's see how he does this upcoming week against Tampa. With Tampa having a little bit of time to prepare for him. Also, and Tampa Bay got their defense actually played pretty well on Monday night. We'll see if Purdy's good enough to just score enough points to allow this defense to win the game for him.
Yes. Yeah.
It also helps when you are in an offense where every skill position player is a Pro Bowl caliber player.
Yeah. And you pointed this out. Tua definitely did have a little bit of a rougher game here. Tyreek Hill had 146 yards in this game. Crazy.
No. Opening, I will say, this game I thought was going to be a track meet.
Yeah.
When the opening fucking play was to Trent Sherfield.
Yes.
For 75 yards.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, man, this is going to be wild. And then the defense just got it together.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, this is one of Tua's worst games. He threw 2 picks in this game. Not something we've been seeing from how accurate of a passer he is, but he was under pressure the whole game, getting hit, getting pressured.
Osa got home with 3 sacks.
Yeah. Honestly, this was just the Niners are a better rounded team, and when Miami can't take advantage of, what they have, it's not the greatest game for him. I hope Tua's okay. He did get I believe it was a foot injury in this game. So I'm really hoping he's okay. I really hope he plays this next week because that'll be a fun match. And obviously, we never want to see anybody get hurt.
Exactly. The Dolphins just ran into a team where their defense is essentially built to take away everything they want to do.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We saw this with Mahomes, who actually has a cannon for an arm. So you think you're going to get away? Yeah, with your little 40-yard pass to Tyreek underthrowing him. No.
No.
Also, shout out to Christian McCaffrey because I feel like he's really going to be leading this offense for a couple weeks. Yeah.
The regular season.
8 receptions for 80 yards and a touchdown. Yeah, and not to mention the 17 carries for 66 yards. Yeah, he went fucking ballistic this week. This is a fun game to watch. It sucks that both quarterbacks got injured, but the teams themselves are both really good and are set to make the playoffs. So, good matchup. Should be fun to see both of these teams in the playoffs. Hope their quarterbacks are okay. That's all I got.
Could even be a Super Bowl matchup if both teams are hot and healthy at the right time.
Maybe. That's Tyreek can carry you pretty far.
I could see the 49ers making it to the Super Bowl easier than I could see the Miami Dolphins. Just because the 49ers' path is a lot easier.
Agreed. Yeah, and they match up pretty well with the Eagles. Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Especially if they can lock up the 2nd seed and not have to play Philly until the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. No kidding.
Let's see. If you're in the NFC, at number 2's because Philly's got that 1 spot locked.
No
That's
question.
out. Like the only team that has a chance of reaching that is Dallas, and I don't think Dallas is going to be able to make up those 2.5 games.
No, and they probably lose one more.
They'll probably lose when they play to Philly again.
Yep. Yeah, this is a fun matchup though. Hope these teams get healthy, meet each other in the playoffs. Super Bowl would be fun. But I don't see it happening. I agree with you. The 49ers are much more likely, but it would be fun.
I mean, the Dolphins are still like a year or 2 away.
Agreed.
There's just something missing.
Yeah, if Tyreek Hill can stay like where he's at in terms of speed and skill right now for one more year, next year they can definitely be a contender. Absolutely.
He can even take a step back next year. Jalen Waddle is fantastic as well. Like there's other pass catchers on this team that can do good things as well.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's go on to the next game. This was America's game of the week. Chiefs Bengals.
Yeah, it was.
And
this is what was foreshadowed. Yeah.
No, it didn't end the way you wanted it to.
It was a good game. It was
an entertaining game.
So I will say, did you see the screenshots of the turf before the game? The pictures that were being taken?
No, I didn't.
it was bad. The turf was bad. I'm not gonna make excuses. We got beat. That's really all it was. It didn't help that we didn't have Joe Tooney, that we didn't have Mikol, and that we didn't have Tony. I don't really expect us to have Tony, though. I don't really count on it because his injury history. Pacheco's really stepped up when we needed him to. Mahomes with a fucking Air Jordan for the touchdown. That was something to see. We really need something else. And I don't know exactly what it is. I honestly feel like, all things considered, the only thing that I can really complain about for our team is we didn't really tackle Pirine. I honestly... What?
For Chase.
Well,
Both
yeah, but
Samaje
that one's a
Perine-
lot harder to do.
Yeah. It felt like both Samaje Perine and Jamar Chase were physically imposing their will on defensive players.
Yes, I completely agree, yeah.
Maybe Justin Reed should have been talking shit during the week and then get trucked.
Yeah. Yeah. It happens.
It happened.
The Bengals played really well, offensively and defensively. Defensively, that strip on Travis Kelce, just punching the ball out of his hands, that probably made the difference in winning the game.
Yeah. Then also, the way the Bengals played defensively against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a team be able to play the Chiefs straight up like that and do things successfully.
I agree. And again, I think to an extent, though, you do have to acknowledge two things. One, it was on turf. If the game is played at Arrowhead, I think we'll have better footing. And the other thing is we were down a few key players. Obviously, they didn't have Mixon, but P. Ryan's coming in relatively fresh because he hasn't been taking the beatings all year. But we were down one of our greatest offensive weapons and one of our greatest potential weapons who, again, I'm not going to say count on, but not having Joe Tooney hurts for sure.
I would say Joe Tooney was probably the biggest loss in that game, even more than P. Ryan.
Yeah.
Just because guys weren't really able to establish the run too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Pacheco's our leading with 66 yards. Yeah.
A long of 16 yards.
Yeah.
You guys are just... I feel like there's three things the Chiefs are really missing from being a team that's just like that could be unstoppable. They need a pass rush outside of Chris Jones.
Yes.
Loftus is okay, but he's not... Still a rookie. He has a chance of improving, but I don't... Not afraid. No team is afraid of him as a pass rusher off the edge.
No, the thing that he's been great about though is getting his hands up and the pass deflection or batting down passes. That's something I definitely want to give him credit for. Yeah.
First Loftus, great effort.
Yes.
I will say that about him.
Yeah.
Great motor, runs to the ball every play. That's something I really like to see.
Tim.
But yeah, this was just a great game where both teams and coaches. I feel like it was just a great performance, honestly, by both teams. I don't think the Chiefs particularly played badly. I just think it honestly came down to, like I said with the other game, the turnover battle ended up winning it for the Bengals.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. I definitely want to credit the Bengals too because they did a great job of distributing. I know Jamar took a large share of it, but really everybody ate on the Bengals.
Dude, Tyler Boyd should have caught that touchdown.
Yes, he should have, but...
Right in the fucking face mask.
But T. Higgins got one.
T. Higgins got one.
I do love T.
One. Chris Evans played one snap the whole fucking game, and it was a touchdown.
Fuck it. A touchdown's a touchdown.
Touchdown's a touchdown.
I also want to say... there's a player, number 92, on the Bengals, and his name is B.J. Hill, and I think that's funny.
He's a defensive tackle. Right. So, Chargers-Raiders. Chargers had a lead in this game and then let it go.
Yeah.
And then the Raiders went on a little bit of a run. Then Chargers tried making a comeback.
Justin Herbert
Guys
definitely
are-
outplayed Derek Carr. Definitely.
Herbert outplayed Derek Carr. Man, their receivers have such an issue with getting open.
Yeah.
Like percentage-wise, the league average a game like open on one-on-one man coverage is about 36%. Keenan Allen, Josh Palmer, and DeAndre Carter throughout this year all below 35%.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Keenan Allen's been hurt for most of the year, to be fair to him.
Be fair to him, but he's also getting up there in age. Like
yes, yeah.
No one's getting open for Herbert, which is part of the issue. But aside of that, the Raiders' pass rush was getting home in this game too.
Yes, yeah.
Fucking Max Crosby is a madman. Chandler Jones 3 sacks in this game.
Yes, and that's what we were waiting to see all year. Yes.
No, it makes me wonder if like Chandler Jones is playing hurt at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
We're just waiting for his body to get right. Because over the past 2 weeks, he's doubled his amount of pressures on the year.
Yeah. Yeah, he has been. The Raiders are also on a little bit of a hot streak right now.
They are, which is really funny because they're 5-7.
Yeah.
Not good enough to do anything in the playoffs in the AFC, but
no, you can't get away with in that NFC South. You could get away with a losing record and probably.
No,
but,
they would look to be the best team in the NFC South.
Oh, absolutely.
Josh Jacobs continued on his career year, 144 yards rushing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
he only had 6 yards receiving, but still.
6 yards receiving, but Devontae Adams picked up that slack. 8 catches, 177 yards.
Yeah.
2 TDs. Oh,
yeah,
man,
Tay has like 17 touchdowns on the season already or something like that. It's just stupid. It's a lot.
Let me look it up real quick. I'm not sure on the exact number, but yeah, Devontae Adams on the fuck out. And it's
12. Sorry, 12.
Yeah, he's tied with Travis Kelce for the league lead.
Yeah.
Which also, and Travis Kelce, only tight end that's doing anything as a pass catcher this year.
I know. I was telling you, man. He has at least probably 2 years of being that number one, and then after that, I can see him falling off. But this year, I knew there was nobody that was going to touch him.
Just in time for Brock Bowers to get in the league.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Kyle Pitts to make a comeback off that knee.
All right.
Yeah, the Raiders as a team outplayed the Chargers, but Justin Herbert, just get that man some help.
Yeah, the Mannings knew what they were doing, making sure Eli didn't end up with that organization.
Yeah,
they knew the right thing.
Real.
Get Herbert out of there. Get Herbert to, don't even know what franchise has a bunch of weapons but no QB. Justin
Denver?
Herbert on Detroit would be a Death Star.
God, yeah, I was gonna say Denver, but that works too. I would like to see him with Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton.
You don't want to see him with DeAndre Swift, Jameson Williams.
I mean, I do. Trust me, I would love to see that, but I don't know who would want to go to Detroit willingly.
Hey, I'm just saying, there's zero chance of him getting traded.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's see. This game, the Colts-Cowboys game,
yeah,
was close up until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Then the Cowboys almost broke a record. They are the second all-time in points scored in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Matt Ryan was actually playing relatively well. He looked fairly competent through, I would even argue, through 3 quarters. Like, it wasn't, the game was winnable. It was, like, in hand. And then that fourth quarter came around, and they got humbled, let's say.
Yeah.
Dak is really just game managing as this team is just going on a tear. And honestly, that's okay because he knows the role that he needs to do, and he's doing it. Tony Pollard and Zeke both were over 75 yards. Tony Pollard 2 touchdowns, Zeke 1 touchdown. Even Malik Davis came in and had a touchdown. CD had a touchdown. Gallup had 2 touchdowns. This team just went nuts, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, this week in the NFL was a big revenge week for players against former teams.
Mm-hmm.
Lee Hooker, drafted by the
Ah,
Colts,
yes.
an interception and a fumble recovery,
Yeah.
wrote a touchdown on defense.
Yeah. This is one of the highest scores I've seen from a team ever. And thinking 33 of the points came in one quarter is kind of nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. That Jeff Saturday really. I feel like Jeff Saturday was hired the tank.
Probably.
Lone bright spot for the Colts offensively. Alec Pierce
Yes.
has been having a pretty decent rookie year. 4 catches, 86 yards, and a TD. He's honestly the best Colts wide receiver on the team when it comes to one-on-one opportunities.
Completely agree. Absolutely.
If he
Completely
can
agree.
ISO'd up, he's dangerous.
Pittman is still good, but Pierce clears. I agree.
Yeah, I think Pierce is going to clear him. Offensively, Stephon Gilmore had a really nice interception.
Yes.
Gilmore had a...
The only
Being
interception Dak threw, yeah.
And that's really... all we can really say positive about the Colts. They really just got fucking shellacked.
Yeah. The Colts are in a really bad and unfortunate spot where it's just you kind of feel bad for them, but also you know that they've been fucked since Peyton, really. So I mean, since Luck, really, but
Yeah. Which no one should blame Andrew Luck. A very good article came out today. Written by, let me see. It was by the... I can't even find it right now. But an article came out about Andrew Luck opening up about his decision to retire and how dark a place he was in mentally. Don't blame him. Don't blame him at all.
Do what's best for you, ultimately, at the end of the day. Like, we love watching these guys compete, but at the end of the day, it's your life, dude. Like, it's your life versus a game. That shouldn't be a question at any point in time.
I just love that he still lives in Indy.
You know what? He loves the people, and that's a good thing.
Indianapolis is not a bad city. I live in Indy. It's not bad.
Agreed.
Yeah. Last but not least, Monday night game.
Yeah.
TB12 led one more.
Talk about a script. Talk about a script.
And I played myself. I pulled my bet that I was gonna cash for like $50-something bucks.
Yeah.
For like a 77-cent profit.
Yeah.
I should have just let it play out, because I should have just let Tom Brady just win it for me.
Yeah, I would never pull out a bet against, or a bet for Brady. He is inevitable.
He is inevitable. But no, he didn't play super well. Still was able to outplay Andy Dalton.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you could say that. Yeah. I
know how hard it is for you to get TB12 credit.
No, this year especially, since leaving New England, it really hasn't been. But like, this game was such shit because the Saints should not have lost. Like, the Bucks, in my opinion, did not win this game. The Saints lost it. They completely fell apart defensively in the fourth quarter, giving away just shit, open, cheap shots to Brady. I genuinely am failing to understand, like, why these teams at the end of games when they're leading against the Bucks just completely fuck off and do something that
they haven't done all game.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Okay.
But
I will say Levante David had a hell of a game for the Bucks defensively.
Yeah.
12 total tackles, a sack, 2 tackles for loss. Was all over the place defensively.
Yeah, Kamara did not have a good game at all either. Mark Ingram outplayed Alvin Kamara in this game by a lot.
Alvin Kamara's fantasy downslide needs to be studied in a lab. It has been so unheard of.
It sucks.
That is week 13 in the books, y'all. That has been our review for it. This is probably one more in-depth reviews we've done in a couple weeks, so that part's going to be a little bit longer.
But week 14, let's go.
Let's go. Thursday night on Amazon, Las Vegas Raiders to LA Rams.
This is probably actually a more difficult decision than you would think. because the Raiders still aren't good despite having a hot streak, but the Rams are really going to try to win this one, but I just don't think they have the personnel to. Give me the Raiders in this one.
I'm also taking the Raiders because anyone who thinks Baker Mayfield's gonna play in this game is playing themselves.
Yes.
Oh, he might play, but he's not gonna play well if he does.
No chance. Yeah.
He just got signed. He just got picked off from waivers here today on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And the game. Do we think he's gonna learn Sean McVay's offense in a day?
No.
I don't think so. And also, if he does play, the skill position players in this team are not good.
No.
I think Skronik is an interesting player because he can also play fullback as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
But I don't think he can play receiver well enough.
No, I agree with you.
I'm with you. I'm also taking the Raiders. I don't think it's going to be particularly close.
Yeah. I mean, it might be close just because both of these teams are relatively inept, but one of them has Devontae Adams, so it's like, yeah, you know.
And Josh Jacobs.
Of course.
I think the Raiders should be able to move the ball a little bit. Jets, Bills, Buffalo.
The smart thing to do would be to take the Bills in this game.
Your heart.
Well, I have picked. Look, this one again. I will acknowledge my bias. This one is coming out of a place of I need the Bills to lose a game, so
because the Chiefs need that number 1 seed.
Yeah. In all honesty, I think the Bills will win this game. You know what? I won't pick against my logic. Give me the Bills in this game.
I'm also taking the Buffalo Bills in this. Jets are a quarterback away from being able to compete with the Bills consistently.
Honestly, if they even put Joe Flacco in, I would go with the Jets. But Mike White, I just can't trust him.
Even with Flacco, it's at home. It's at Buffalo. I'm gonna still take him. Watch now that I'm saying this, fucking Mike White throws for like 450 yards.
Yep, I'm hoping. That's why I'm picking the Bills, baby. Let's go.
I'm hoping we're just jinxing Mike White enough. Okay, so we're both taking Buffalo there. The Browns Bengals.
Yeah, not overthinking this one. Give me the Bengals.
Oh man, the Texans Cowboys.
Yeah, better Texas team. Let's go with the Cowboys here.
You taking Vikings or Detroit?
Give me the Lions, at home.
Lions at home.
The last time the Lions were favorites at home was against Jacksonville, and they won by what, 34? So,
last week.
yeah. So I think the Lions are really on a good streak. They have an additional weapon back now, so give me the Lions. I'm taking it.
You're taking it. I'm gonna take the Vikings. Okay. You want to do this one for our $5 bet this week?
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right, Minnesota, Detroit. Let's go. And then it's an NFC North matchup. Okay.
I got it.
I already saw it. Okay, so let's continue.
Ravens, Steelers. Oh, my bad.
Ravens, Steelers. I'll take the Ravens even with Tyler Huntley.
You know, this really feels like the type of game that the Steelers would win, but I agree with you. I think Tyler Huntley is a good enough player, and I think that the Ravens, the players that are not players that you typically think of being or playing well, they are. So give me the Ravens as well.
Right. Those Giants.
Give me the Eagles. They just have so many more ways to win.
They're just a better team.
Yes.
Jaguars, Titans. Why does this one feel tougher than it should?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm
gonna take the Jags just because I feel like me betting them every week eventually they're gonna fucking hit.
Gonna hit, yeah. Give me the Titans in this game.
Yeah, you should take the Titans. I should also take the Titans, but I don't know. I feel like there's some way the Jaguars can just match up here.
No, I honestly, you might have the smarter pick. I'm just hoping that Vrabel's team as a whole, but mostly their defense, will be able to hold off the Jaguars.
It just ultimately is going to come down to, can the Jaguars tackle Derrick Henry in
Yeah.
one-on-one situations?
Yes, exactly.
And can the pass rush get to Ryan Tannehill?
Actually, this is an important question. Is Treylon Burks playing?
I think he should be questionable, because he seemed pretty concussed.
Yeah. I'm still gonna say give me the Titans still, but if Treylon Burks doesn't play, then Jags cover the spread unless they're favorites, and then whatever.
All right. Chiefs Broncos.
Yeah, this one shouldn't be a surprise. Broncos country. Let's lose to the Chiefs.
Die.
Yeah.
Panthers Seahawks.
Yeah, give me the Seahawks, even without KW3. Again, I think the Panthers have some great players, but I just really like how the Seahawks match up here.
Yeah, give me the Sea Chickens.
Bucks Niners.
Bucks Niners. This might be one of the better games of the week.
I agree, but I'm taking the Niners. Even with Brock Purdy, I'm taking the Niners. It's at San Francisco.
I'm also going to take the 49ers.
Yeah.
The biggest reason I am is the fact that Tristan Wirfs is still out.
Oh, gotcha.
And we saw what happened last week against the Dolphins when Nick Bosa plays against offensive tackles that aren't on the same level he is.
Yeah, demolished.
Just absolute mayhem. He's going to be hunting Brady in this game, because I don't know if Nick Bosa has a sack on Tom Brady yet.
Oh God.
You know those pass rushers, there's specific quarterbacks they want to get to.
Got that Mount Rushmore, yeah.
Pretty much.
I also want to point out that even all of the sports books have Brock Purdy, starting quarterback, as a 3.5 point favorite against.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's saying something.
Well, it says that this 49ers team is so loaded.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, Dolphins Chargers for our Sunday night game.
Yeah, this one for me really, really hinges on whether or not Tua plays.
Okay, no, questionable.
This
Bridgewater.
oh God,
It could literally come down to McLeod.
it honestly could.
I think Tua is gonna play this game, because they know that they are still trying to win their division.
Yeah. Give me the Finns in this one.
I'm gonna take the LA Superchargers
Wow.
to bounce back.
Okay.
I think the Dolphins secondary is bad enough for Justin Herbert to take advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
If their defense can get home on Tua Tagovailoa at all,
Yeah.
they could win this game.
They definitely
I'm gonna
could.
take the Chargers here,
Okay.
even though they're probably gonna break Justin Herbert's heart.
For the last game of the week, Patriots Cardinals.
Now, at Arizona.
Yeah, this one's not hard for me though. Give me the Patriots regardless.
I'm gonna take the Cardinals.
Really? That one's really surprising.
Coming out of left field with this one, Bill Belichick's defenses historically are not great against rushing quarterbacks. I think it's going to take Kyler Murray completely taking over this game, but I do think the Cardinals are going to pull this one out. Really spoiled the Patriots' playoff shot.
Let me read you this. Belichick believes Hopkins is arguably the best wideout he's ever coached against. He's got tremendous ball skills. He catches everything. Great hands. He's never covered, even if he's covered. There's a place that the ball can be that he can get it, still make the catch. Great coordination on the sidelines, and he doesn't really look like it, but he's a strong kid. You see him break tackles. He's strong creating separation, yards after contact, extra yards around the goal line, or the extra yard for a first down. He's a smart football player, very savvy. His ball skills are at the very elite level with guys I've seen in this league. He's up there with whoever the top guys are. Chris Carter's of the world, and guys like that. He's every bit as good as anybody I've ever coached against. For Bill Belichick to say that, do you know how fucking good they have to be? Yeah. So I think he's going to do a little extra film and planning this week for those
For
DBs. Yeah.
Hey, it's gonna be interesting. Also, it was funny because I feel like their offense is inept enough for the Cardinals' defense to keep them in this game, even if their offense is sputtering.
That's so fair. I think it's going to be kind of the opposite. I think the Patriots' defense is just going to loom over Kyler Murray.
That could happen too.
Yeah.
Someone who I don't think gets enough national attention, Kyle Duggar for the Patriots.
Yes.
Their safety.
Thank you.
So fucking good.
Yes.
So good. Getting off tackles when linemen are trying to block. Get off blocks when linemen are trying to block him.
Yeah.
Great rushing the passer as a safety linebacker hybrid.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And honestly, one of the best tacklers in the NFL.
Completely agree.
But that is our Week 14 picks and our Week 13 review. Thank you, everyone, for coming into this week of Pitch Pass Podcast. Brett, do you have any closing thoughts, my friend?
Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Hope we've helped you win some of your matchups if you're playing fantasy football. We'll be doing more fantasy content probably next season. We also have a league of our own. We have both a dynasty and a redraft league, so if you have any interest in participating in either of them, there is a buy-in fee, but there is a cash out at the end of the year for the winner, for second place, and for the highest scorer that is not in first place. So if you have any interest in those things, feel free to hit one of us up or just DM us on at PitchPassPod on Twitter. Only other thing is, I hope that you stay happy and healthy. Let us know how your teams are doing, fantasy football or just your regular sporting team. And hope you guys have a great week.
And quick plug, if you ever have any questions, whether if it's about fantasy football, gambling, you can either follow you can either send a question to my Twitter or to the Pitch Passes official Twitter account. Either
Yes.
one of those, we'll get an answer from one of us.
Both of us are signed into Pitch Pass at all points in time. So if you ever send a DM, I'm awake at the degenerate hours and he's awake at the normal hours. So one of us will probably respond.
I have a 9 to 5 at the moment, just a 9 to 5 at the moment, so I usually have to be asleep at a decent time.
Yeah, and I'm usually awake at noon and asleep at 4 a.m. So we'll make it work. All right, guys. Have a great week. Let us know in the comments how your team's doing, how your fantasy team's doing. If there's anything you want us to talk about, any topics, any of that. So thank you for listening. Peace out.